Back out here at the South Point Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada for another D3Hoops.com Classic conversation. And we're joined by Shirley Egner, her team here at the D3 Hoops Classic, the UW-Stevens Point women's basketball team. I should probably mention that. I just assume at this point everybody knows who Shirley Egner is.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yep, head coach, Stevens Point, Wisconsin.
Yeah. For quite some time. And you had a couple of battles here, obviously, on the second game of this tournament facing Amherst, which is a tough battle for anybody. What do you kind of take away now from this and get into WIAC play?
Well, I thought we started well, and then we gave up too many easy scores in transition where they ballooned it up to 20. I was really satisfied with our half-court defense. I felt like we made them work for when they didn't get out and run. We made them work for the points that they put on the board. I felt good about not giving up 100 points, that they scored 100 yesterday. I was a little bit disappointed with us offensively in the first half, but we played them 26-26 in the second half. And we're so young, but we're making steps in the right direction, and I think we can take a lot away from playing a powerhouse like Amherst. And I didn't feel like we backed down. I felt like we fought for 40 minutes and really battled, but there's some key things that we need to clean up, and I think these two games out here are going to help us, when we go to Whitewater on Wednesday. So that's what we're looking forward to doing.
When your scout of a team is when they're playing someone like Westfield State who's doing the run and gun and the system stuff, can you really take anything away from that that's applicable to your game?
Well, no, I just wanted our kids to see them play live. I had watched them on film and knew that, Fox is a tremendous player, and I felt like our sophomore guard did a great job on her defensively, except for when she got loose in transition, and obviously we saw enough of that yesterday in transition where, Amherst didn't set up their offense one time in the second half.
Right.
So it's good for us. It's good for us to be this young. It's good for us to play quality opponents and get ready for the WIAC, because there's no easy game, starting January 2nd.
You got a chance to get a lot of players in the game today as well. Pretty much, I'm not entirely sure, but everybody who traveled plays it. Yeah. It's good to get the kids that experience.
Yeah, absolutely. They work hard every day. I mean, we need to still continue to work with our top 8-9 players, but those players 10 through 15 that come to practice every day and work hard, they deserve an opportunity to get into the game.
So what do you, obviously, with the somewhat smaller WIAC these days, the last several years, you don't start conference play until after the break. But what are you thinking, what are you looking forward to seeing in conference play?
Well, I just hope our kids continue to grow. We're playing freshmen and sophomores out here, and I hope we're battle tested, playing the Illinois Wesleyans, the St. Thomases, the Amherst, the Carthage. Our schedule is not easy by any means, and that's very indicative of our record. Sitting at 4-7, heading into conference play. But I do believe we can battle in the WIAC this year with these young kids.
Did you know that you were going to have this young squad this year when you made up some of that non-conference schedule?
Yeah. I mean, we're not going to shy away from anybody. As well as I do, it's really difficult to schedule opponents. Teams don't want to play you. And you've got to take the teams that are willing to play, and that's how it is. And, I don't want to have cupcakes on my schedule regardless of how young we are. I want to play competition, and I want our kids to get better. Right? It's not great. We're not feeling great having a 4-7 record at this point, but that's not what the big picture is about for us. It's about learning, having close games, being able to execute at the end of the game. So when we get into conference play, we've done that, and it's not something new for us.
I was interviewed on somebody else's podcast about a month ago or so, and we were talking about the places and the ways Division III is different in different parts of the country. And one of the areas that I cited was Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Tell us, just for the people who don't know what Division III is like in the WIAC and what the fan support is like in Stevens Point. Can you just give us a little flavor of that?
Yeah, I mean, every game you're battle tested. There's no easy game, home or away. Anybody can beat anybody on any given night on both sides, gender-wise, men and women. Community support is fantastic in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. They come out. I mean, we had a great showing here out in Vegas. People from Stevens Point, not just family, fans came out to support us. And, we're very community driven. We do a lot. Our women's basketball program does a lot of community service in the Stevens Point area. And we try to give back as much as we can to the fans that come out and support us November through March.
We always ask everybody this: what's on the agenda for the rest of the trip here? What's the Las Vegas-y sort of things that you guys are going to get to do?
Well, we're going to grab a shower, and we're going to get a bus, and we're going to go down to the Strip, and we're going to hang out for 5 hours and turn them loose with their families and have them take in the nightlife until 8 o'clock and get them back into the hotel, because we're gonna meet at 3:15 a.m. tomorrow morning to head home.
All right, that's one of the few times that I'm going to be sleeping is at 3:15 tomorrow morning. At Shirley Egner, head coach of the UW Stevens Point women's basketball team here at the 9th annual D3Hoops.com Classic.